Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Breaking romance news, full wedding video of Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi finally released, fans worldwide in tears television sparkles. The entertainment world woke up today to a storm like never before. Dispatch and major media outlets across Asia simultaneously dropped what is being called the most anticipated wedding video of the decade, the full wedding video of Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi. For months, rumors swirled about whether the two beloved stars had tied the knot secretly. Fans dissected every public appearance, every smile, and every interview clip, waiting for confirmation. And now, at last, the wait is over. The breathtaking footage has been released, and it has left fans, industry insiders, and even fellow celebrities in absolute awe. The video opens with a sweeping aerial shot of a grand estate tucked away in the rolling green hills outside Hangzhou, China. Sunlight filtered gently through the clouds, illuminating a floral archway bursting with white peonies, blush roses, and delicate orchids, Zhao Luzi's reported favorite flowers. Soft traditional Chinese instruments blended seamlessly with a modern symphony, creating an atmosphere that felt both timeless and cinematic. It was the perfect setting for what many are calling a real-life fairy tale. As the camera panned closer, viewers were treated to their very first glimpse of Zhao Luzi in her wedding gown. Dressed in a custom Elie Saab creation, she looked like a vision straight out of a storybook. The gown shimmered in shades of ivory and champagne gold, with intricate hand-embroidered blossoms that seemed to come alive with every movement. Her veil trailed several feet behind her, dotted with crystals that caught the light like falling stars. Fans flooded social media with comments like, "She's the definition of elegance, and I have never seen a bride look this radiant." Moments later, the focus shifted to Yang Yang, waiting under the floral arch with quiet anticipation. He wore a tailored Giorgio Armani tuxedo in deep onyx, paired with a silk bow tie and a subtle jade pin at his chest, a tribute to his heritage. His posture was regal, yet his eyes betrayed the emotions of a man on the cusp of the most important moment of his life. When the background music swelled, signaling Zhao Luzi's walk down the aisle, Yang Yang's composed expression cracked into the warmest, most genuine smile ever captured on camera. Fans immediately noted how his eyes welled up with tears as he whispered to himself, "She's really here." The scene that followed has already become the most replayed clip online. As Zhao Luzi walked gracefully towards Yang Yang, holding a bouquet of lilies tied with a crimson ribbon, her gaze locked with his. The world seemed to stop. Every guest turned silent. And for those few moments, it was as though there were no cameras, no media, no fans, just two souls finally coming together after years of anticipation, rumors, and longing glances that had captured hearts worldwide. When she finally reached him, Yang Yang took her hand gently, his thumb brushing across her fingers in a silent reassurance. The officiant began to speak, but many say the most powerful part of the video wasn't the vows themselves, it was the unspoken dialogue between the two stars. Every smile, every tear, every tender touch spoke louder than words. The guests were a who's who of the Asian entertainment world, with stars like Dilraba Dilmurat, Xiao Zhan, Wang Yibor, Bai Lu, and even international celebrities filling the elegant rows of seats. Cameras caught several of them wiping away tears, including Bai Lu, who is known to be Zhao Luzi's close friend. Social media lit up as fans noted, "Even the biggest stars in China are crying, this is history in the making." The reception segment of the video has also gone viral. It showed Yang Yang surprising Zhao Luzi with a heartfelt performance. Dressed in a traditional Chinese robe for this part of the evening, he sang a romantic ballad that he reportedly wrote just for her. The lyrics, though simple, carried the weight of every moment they had shared, every hurdle they had crossed, and every dream they had yet to live together. As he finished the final verse, Zhao Luzi could no longer hold back her tears. She ran into his arms, and the two shared a kiss so passionate and heartfelt that the crowd erupted into cheers, standing ovations, and thunderous applause. As the night unfolded in the video, viewers were treated to everything: the heartfelt toasts from their parents, the dazzling fireworks show that lit up the midnight sky, and even candid behind-the-scenes moments where the couple laughed together away from the crowd. These rare, intimate glimpses are what truly melted fans' hearts. Within minutes of the video's release, hashtags like #Yang Yang Zhao Luzi Wedding and #Fairytale Come True began trending worldwide. Fans across platforms flooded timelines with clips, edits, and emotional reactions. Many confessed that they were sobbing uncontrollably as they watched. One fan wrote, "This isn't just a wedding video. It's the love story of the century captured in motion." Another added, "I've never believed in love more than I do right now." Entertainment analysts are already predicting that this release will go down as one of the most iconic celebrity wedding reveals of all time. Unlike other secretive unions that surface in fragments or low-quality leaks, Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi's wedding has been presented in pristine, cinematic perfection. It feels less like a recording and more like an epic romance film, except this time, it's real. What's more, fans are speculating that the couple intentionally chose this release date. September has long been considered a month of new beginnings in Chinese tradition, and the symbolism of sharing their love with the world at this time has not been lost on their supporters. The wedding video of Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi has already surpassed millions of views within its first hours online. Media outlets are scrambling to cover every detail, while fans are declaring it the best gift of 2025. For many, this moment is not just about two stars tying the knot, it's about witnessing hope, love, and destiny play out right before their eyes. And if part one of this wedding revelation is this heart-stopping, the world can only imagine what further moments from the video will reveal. Ring sparkles, this isn't just news. This is history. The fairy tale wedding of Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi is finally here, and the world will never forget it. Sparkles ring. The full wedding video left fans speechless with its breathtaking visuals. Part 2 takes the emotions to an entirely new level. This segment, focused on the exchange of vows and rings, has been described as the very heart of the entire video. It is here where viewers truly witnessed Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi lay their souls bare, promising forever in front of family, friends, and millions of fans across the world who would later watch in tears. The moment begins with the camera zooming in on the officiant's words. A hush falls over the gathered guests as the officiant explains the sacredness of the vows they are about to take. The backdrop is nothing short of enchanting, a towering arch of cascading cherry blossoms and ivory orchids, with golden lanterns swaying gently in the evening breeze. The setting sun painted the sky in shades of peach and lavender, as though nature itself was blessing this union. Yang Yang was the first to speak. Holding Zhao Luzi's hands in his own, his voice trembled slightly, betraying the emotions bubbling beneath his calm demeanor. "Luzi," he began softly, "from the moment we met, you've brought light into my life. Through every role we've played, every rumor we've endured, and every challenge we've faced, you've been my constant. Today, I don't just marry you as the actress the world adores, I marry the woman who sees me for who I am, who believes in me when I doubt myself, who makes even ordinary days extraordinary. I vow to protect you, to laugh with you, to cry with you, and to grow old with you. You are my partner, my love, my forever." As he spoke, close-up shots captured Zhao Luzi's tears spilling freely down her cheeks. Fans later commented online, "We've seen Yang Yang act in 100 roles, but this was the realest performance of his life and it wasn't acting at all." Then came Zhao Luzi's turn. She took a deep breath, her delicate fingers tightening around his as she began. Her voice, though soft, carried strength and sincerity. "Yang Yang," she said, "in every script we've read, every scene we've shared, I always wondered what would it feel like if this love was real. Today, standing here, I know the answer. It feels like home. You are my safe place, my joy, and my greatest adventure. I promise to support you, to encourage you, to stand beside you in the brightest days and the darkest nights. I vow to love you with every heartbeat, for as long as I live." Her words sent visible shivers through the audience. Guests could be seen dabbing their eyes with tissues, while others simply clasped their hands together, overwhelmed by the purity of the moment. Fans online wrote comments like, "Her vow wasn't just romantic, it was poetry, and this is the kind of love people dream of but rarely ever find." Then came the ring exchange, perhaps the most iconic part of the wedding video. A small satin box was carried forward by a child from Zhao Luzi's extended family, dressed in traditional Hanfu attire, symbolizing purity and continuity of family legacy. Inside were 2 rings that have now become the talk of the internet. Yang Yang's ring for Zhao Luzi was a custom-designed diamond ring from Cartier, with a large oval-cut diamond surrounded by tiny blossoms carved from platinum. What made it unique was the engraving inside, "My Forever Lucy," in his own handwriting. As he slid the ring onto her finger, he whispered words that were caught by the microphones. "Now the world knows what my heart has always known, you are mine, and I am yours." Zhao Lu's ring for Yang Yang was equally meaningful. She chose a sleek platinum band with an embedded jade stone, jade being a symbol of love and protection in Chinese culture. Inside, she had engraved "To my only Yang" in delicate script. As she placed the ring on his finger, her voice cracked as she said, "With this ring, I give you all of me. No acting, no roles, just me, forever yours." The crowd erupted into applause, and the couple sealed the moment with a kiss so passionate, so filled with emotion, that it has already been replayed millions of times across social media. One fan summed it up perfectly: "That kiss wasn't just love. It was destiny written on camera." But the magic didn't stop there. The video also revealed touching family moments that had remained hidden until now. Yang Yang's parents, visibly emotional, gave heartfelt speeches about how proud they were of their son for finding true happiness. Zhao Lu's mother could be seen holding her daughter tightly, whispering, "I've never seen you this happy, my little girl." These moments, raw and unscripted, elevated the wedding from a glamorous event to a deeply human, deeply relatable celebration of love. And then came one of the most unexpected highlights: a secret guestbook video compiled by fans and industry colleagues, projected onto a giant screen during the ceremony. In it, fellow actors and friends, including Dilraba, Xiao Zhan, Wang Yibo, and Bai Lu, shared personal messages for the couple. Some teased them lovingly, others sent emotional blessings, but all agreed on one thing: this was a once-in-a-lifetime love story. Zhao Luzi was seen covering her mouth in shock as tears streamed down her face, while Yang Yang put his arm protectively around her, whispering, "See? Everyone believes in us." By the time part 2 of the wedding video concluded, the internet was in full meltdown. Hashtags like #YangYangLuziVows, #WithThisRing, and #ForeverYoungLuzi dominated trends. Entire threads were filled with fans analyzing every word, every gesture, every look exchanged between the two. Many claimed that watching this video didn't just make them believe in Yang Yang and Zhao Lu's love, it made them believe in love itself. As one global fan commented, "Hollywood could never. This is the real romance film of the century." And truly, as the video fades into part 3, with the reception in full swing, one thing is clear: this is not just a wedding story. This is a cultural phenomenon, a moment in time that has captured millions of hearts and will be remembered for generations to come. Ring Red Heart #Sparkles. Yang Yang and Zhao Lu's vows weren't just promises to each other. They were promises to the world that true love, even in the glittering world of fame, is real. Sparkles Red Heart #Ring. If the vows and ring exchange marked the emotional peak of the ceremony, then part 3 of the wedding video took fans into a dreamlike wonderland: the grand reception, which has already been dubbed by critics as the royal banquet of love. What unfolded in this part of the video was nothing short of a cinematic masterpiece, a blend of tradition, glamour, and raw emotion that will be remembered for decades to come. The reception took place in an expansive glass-domed ballroom, decorated with thousands of fairy lights twinkling like stars against the night sky. Hanging chandeliers dripped with crystal, while the tables were adorned with silk runners in shades of cream and gold. Each table featured tall arrangements of cherry blossoms and roses, symbolizing both renewal and eternal love. The centerpiece of the hall was a towering 5-tiered wedding cake iced in white fondant and hand-painted with delicate watercolor blossoms, topped with a miniature figurine of Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi holding hands. As the newlyweds entered the reception hall hand in hand, the crowd erupted into thunderous applause. Yang Yang, ever the gentleman, guided Zhao Luzi carefully down the marble steps, his eyes never leaving hers. Luzi, glowing in a sparkling evening gown that shimmered like liquid starlight, looked every bit the fairytale princess. Cameras captured the tender moment when Yang Yang leaned down and whispered something into her ear, making her laugh softly before they took their seats at the center stage table. Fans later slowed the clip down and speculated that he said, "You're the most beautiful woman in the world tonight and every night." The evening officially began with toasts. Yang Yang's best friend from his university days took the mic first, sharing heartfelt stories of their youth. "Yang Yang has always been the kind of man who keeps his feelings guarded," he said, raising his glass, But when he met Lucy, I saw the walls fall. He didn't just find a wife, he found his home. Next came Zhao Luzi's childhood friend, who delivered an emotional tribute. I've known Lucy since we were children, she said, choking back tears, and I've never seen her as radiant, as confident, and as happy as she is with Yang Yang. He is her anchor, her joy, and her forever. The room fell silent as Zhao Luzi herself wiped away tears, clinging to Yang Yang's hand as though she never wanted to let go. But the biggest surprise of the evening came when the lights dimmed, and the sound of a piano filled the room. To everyone's astonishment, Yang Yang himself sat at the grand piano positioned at the corner of the ballroom. Cameras zoomed in on Zhao Luzi's face as she gasped in shock, her hand flying to her mouth. He began to play a hauntingly beautiful melody, a song that, as fans later discovered, he had been secretly composing for months. The lyrics, which he sang softly as he played, were simple but soul-stirring. Through every scene, through every role, it's always you I've been waiting for. You are my script, my story, my forevermore. As his voice carried through the hall, Zhao Luzi broke down completely, sobbing into her bouquet while guests around her dabbed at their own tears. When he finished the song, he walked over to her, knelt down, and kissed her hand tenderly before pulling her into his arms. The applause that followed was so deafening it felt like the walls of the ballroom might collapse. Social media exploded the moment this clip hit the internet. Hashtags like #YangYangPlaysForLuzi, #TheSongOfForever, and #ThisIsTrueLove shot to the top of trending charts worldwide. Fans described it as the most romantic gesture in celebrity history and compared it to something out of a timeless romance drama, except this time, it wasn't fiction. The reception then shifted gears to pure celebration. A live orchestra played as guests danced on the polished marble floor, while waiters served an elaborate fusion menu combining traditional Chinese dishes with modern delicacies. Dishes included abalone with truffle sauce, hand-pulled noodles infused with saffron, and golden mooncakes designed especially for the wedding. Every guest raved about the menu, calling it a feast fit for royalty. Celebrity reactions became another highlight of the evening. Cameras caught Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibor clinking glasses in honor of the couple, while Dilraba Dilmurat was seen wiping her tears as she hugged Zhao Luzi tightly. Bai Lu even joked during her speech, "Luzi, I don't know if you married Yang Yang or if the entire entertainment industry is in love with him tonight, because look around, everyone's crying for him." The joke sent waves of laughter through the hall, balancing the emotion with joy. Later in the evening, Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi performed their first dance as husband and wife. The lights dimmed, and the orchestra struck up a slow, romantic waltz. Dressed in her sparkling gown, Zhao Luzi floated across the floor as Yang Yang led her effortlessly, his hand steady at her back. The way he looked at her, eyes locked, smile unwavering, spoke volumes. For those few minutes, it seemed like no one else in the room existed. When the dance ended, the crowd rose to their feet in applause, chanting their names, Yang Yang, Zhao Luzi, Yang Yang, Zhao Luzi. As midnight approached, the reception reached its grand finale. The ballroom doors opened, and everyone was ushered outside to witness a firework display that lit up the entire sky. Explosions of gold, red, and silver cascaded above the estate, spelling out the words, "Forever Yang and Luzi." Guests gasped and cheered, while Zhao Luzi leaned her head on Yang Yang's shoulder, tears glistening in her eyes as she whispered, "This feels like a dream." The video captured their silhouettes against the dazzling fireworks, holding each other close, sealing the night with an intimacy that needed no words. Fans who watched the clip online described it as a scene that belongs in history books and the most beautiful ending to the most beautiful day. By the time Part 3 concluded, global media outlets were already declaring this wedding the event of the century. Not only had Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi confirmed their union in front of the world, but they had also redefined what it means to celebrate love. Their reception wasn't just a party, it was a living, breathing romance film, one that will inspire generations to come. And yet, even as Part 3 closed on fireworks and fairy tales, fans were left buzzing with anticipation for the next segments of the video. What other secrets, surprises, and candid moments would still be revealed? Sparkles ring for now. One truth is undeniable: Yang Yang and Zhao Luzi's wedding wasn't just an event. It was a legend in the making. Ring sparkles.